Yet again, Hallmark has failed to disappoint. Lucky in Love sounded kind of generic, but actually, when it comes to the execution of the narrative, it's quite refreshing. This was released in 2014, directed by Kevin Fair, written by Talia Green and Nina Weinman. And this stars Jessica Szohr as our protagonist, Mira. And she basically makes an April Fool's Day joke that she has been given the job of her dreams, she's met the perfect man, and she's living in the perfect home. The next thing she knows, she's given a promotion, which comes with a corporate house, and she meets the man of her dreams. But will everything be what she expected? Or is it sometimes a case of be careful what you wish for? I'm not going to say what happens, but I will say that she was very likeable. Mira goes on a really interesting character journey. She's likeable to begin with because she's very humble. She doesn't, she lives with a flatmate in a relatively small apartment. Her job is decent, but not where she wants to be. She's not down on her luck, but she's also not full of herself. She's a very much every woman. And that's what I love about her. And she has these ambitions that all of us have. But when she gets them, how does she cope? All of this at once. She does change. I won't say how she changes, but I think her character journey was exactly what it would be. On the off chance that all in the same day somebody got everything that they wished for, and then it panned out over the course of however many weeks. I feel like the level of stress she felt, but also the excitement she felt, was very balanced. I think the way that people around her changed and adapted to her changes and her change in position was also realistic. And sometimes Hallmark can be a bit far-fetched and cheesy and unrealistic, but sometimes they will hit the nail on the head, usually with character actions. And that is absolutely the case here. I think that she represents a very realistic response to this kind of scenario. And that also happens right throughout. And I say that because there are times when some characters will react reasonably, but then something will happen and they will completely overreact to a situation and freak out for no reason. But actually, I believed in her. I believed her actions, I believed her words, and those of the other characters. There are several characters who I really liked, several supporting characters. Michael, played by Peter Benson, I really liked his character and the role he played. I thought he was essential to the development of the narrative, as was Sophie, played by Julia Benson. Her character was great. I really enjoyed her performance, as with Erin, played by Deidre Hall. Honestly, everybody was absolutely brilliant, and I can't fault it. Now, this is not my favourite Hallmark film. There are quite a few others that would take that name, but I genuinely enjoyed it. And the reason they didn't disappoint is because of the character development. Very, very effective. I think there was a decent amount of scene changes, a good amount of set designs that were different from one another. For example, we spent a bit of time in her old apartment, in her new house, in the office, out and about, restaurants, enough to keep it fresh and exciting, enough different characters to keep us engaged. And ultimately, Mira is just a really brilliant protagonist. Lucky in Love may not be anything overly unique, but it's not as cliche as you might expect. It's a bit more refreshing with a more realistic, believable and likeable protagonist, and ultimately, I cannot fault it.